Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I am Greg. What's up, nerds?
Good TV week this week.
Yeah.
Good TV week.
I think this is our first episode that'll be out in December, so we're coming up on our year anniversary in January. But this week we're going to cover Dexter, the latest episode, H is for Hero, then the latest episode of Hawkeye called Echoes, and this is going to impress the crap out of you, Mark. I watched every single episode of Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2, and yeah, I got a real big comment on one of those episodes. We'll get to that, and we're going to cover the third season and final season of Lost in Space, the first 4 episodes. So let's dive into Dexter, and I'm going to be smug a little bit, because last week, if you recall, at this time, I mentioned that scene from season 4 where he's little Harrison is bathed in blood there. And sure enough, they reference it, and I mentioned the school. I thought there would be a school shooting, but there was a stabbing. So what'd you think of all that?
Oh wow! You know what? This is the thing with Dexter is that they set you up to look one way, but something always changes. And now, I mean, to me, the path they're on is they're on track for Harrison to be Dexter 2.0.
Well, yeah, not to jump right to the end of the episode.
Not to drop right to the episode.
Seems
but
like,
the thing is, if everything is leading to that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. In previous seasons, every time it looked like you were leading it to that, they threw a little flip.
Yeah. Dexter was almost supposed to have gotten caught. I don't know how many times, and he's got more lives than a cat. Yeah, and of course it looks like it still followed him, to Iron Lake. He's still, even though he's making mistakes, he's still pretty shifty,
Yeah, because I mean, even throughout this episode, we also, Kurt
Caldwell.
It's showing more and more that this guy's a liar.
Yeah,
right?
And it still could be a misdirect, but again, he likes taking in these wayward girls and putting them on their feet. But where he led that girl to her room looked awfully like the one she escaped from in the first episode. You know what I mean? Unless it's another misdirect and it's really the old millionaire guy, but.
I wonder. It could be a duo.
But
But
that scene where Dexter yet again slips up, saying he knew the details that his son was driving the motorboat. And he's like, "Hey, how'd you know that?" And then his whole look, Caldwell's whole look changed. Like practically jumped on Dexter. Like kind of like he was a predator. So I'm putting my money on him. He's the one.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the only other thing it could be is that they're a duo. So the billionaire and him.
Oh yeah, sure.
Killing team kind of thing.
Yeah,
one ropes one, the other one kind of gets off on the voyeur.
How many movies we've seen with the wealthy to do guys, hunting man, for sport? Because apparently there's nothing like it. That's what Ernest Hemingway said, right? I mean, once you've hunted,
and it always seems to be a team sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're either hunting a homeless guy or young women for some reason. Why aren't they ever hunting any bodybuilders? I don't know.
No, that would be too easy. There's definitely a lot of, I mean, obviously Dexter just falls back into his forensics. Forensics background and
that's how he proved his son was lying. But I'm a little just put off by that whole thing because Harrison could have did it any other way, like to make this elaborate, slash Ethan in the leg and then Harrison stabs himself with his own knife just to make up this wild story where and he left him alive, so it could be a he said thing. I mean, obviously it worked, but still, I mean, it seemed pretty elaborate when he could have just killed him in the woods,
Well, I mean, it could be, sloppy from inexperience,
Well, do you think it was because he was listening to the podcast episode about the Trinity Killer that spurred him on? Like, you remember he was in the bleachers listening to that.
Yeah.
You think that's what just maybe he wasn't planning on doing it then, but that episode got to him? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, because, the reality is that one thing that drives Dexter is to go after bad guys. Now, he knows he has his dark passenger, and he's, there is something psychologically wrong with him that he has to go out and express this. Now, Harrison could be feeling a bit of that same way. I mean, it was fostered in by Dexter's dad, but Harrison's innately looks out for the little guy. He stood up to Ethan, right? So now he's seeing Ethan going dark. So maybe he's like being preventative and trying to say, well, you know what, you're going to go bad. You've got a kill list. Let's take care of you right away. And maybe, showing off that he has a kill list, he's this, he's that, knows that he's going to land this kid in psychological care for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but maybe it was just really a fantasy of Ethan, like, because this smacks of Minority Report to me. Maybe he wasn't going to do it. It was just something he fantasized about. You know what I mean? But
possibly. But again, you know what? These days, we figure we're on a trajectory, and we only hope for the best that we're hitting that mark. Because there's been a few times where we've nailed it, and then there's other times where we're like, shit, they did that to us.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're how many episodes? We're 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
And it's how many? What are we? What's our total?
I think there's 10. No, I think there's 10. I believe
10. Okay, so there's still a lot of story to churn out. Because I mean,
there's a lot of fuck nuggets left.
A lot of fuck nuggets left, just like Auntie Deb said. But the beauty with this is that it's revolving around one situation. Or no, actually, it's multiple situations in a small space. But Dexter's still, it's not like an all-in-one episode where each episode he's finding a bad guy and killing him, right?
Yeah.
So now this longer story arc kind of draws out the whole thing. So you get a little bit more invested in what's going on. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In every episode, he seems to be, making an error, whether it's verbally or physically. So I'm wondering what next episode's going to be like. What's he? And not only that, he kind of implicated that his girlfriend told him and the office.
I'm dating the sheriff.
Yeah, and the office assistant, the blabby office assistant. So he just put those two on a kill list.
Under the bus.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was heartbreaking. Like, speaking of going back to Deb, when to see the look on Deb's face while Harrison was talking to his dad about his memories of her, fond memories, was kind of heartbreaking to see the look on Ghost Deb's face. Anyway.
Yeah, and then like when they're working out the murder on the floor there with all the pictures and But I think and then you see Deb's face when she sees the straight razor and she's like, oh. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how were you expecting Dexter to smile that much when he realized Harrison was like him? I mean, they tried to hide it, but you could see the two corners of his mouth were raised. Did you see a smile, or was I imagining?
No, I saw a little grin there.
Oh, okay.
And I think the thing with Dexter is, even though he puts himself in situations where he's got a girlfriend and he has that, he's still alone in all this. He doesn't have someone he can fully talk to about this particular thing. Even though his dad kind of brought him up until his dad died, now he's been on his own for like so long, and to not be able to speak about who he is or what drives him or whatnot, having someone, especially a son, that he can help navigate that, I think that is something he is very, very happy about. That is something that he can do, that he feels like he has a place in the world. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Sure.
So I think he kind of wants Harrison to be that, and he wants to teach Harrison how to navigate that.
Yeah.
Family Christmas traditions. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, it's funny you mentioned navigate, so I'm going to segue there to Hawkeye and the episode called Echoes, because this episode opens with a flashback to 2007 where we meet a young Maya who is deaf
Yeah.
and learning how to navigate. See what I did there? The world,
Nice.
with the guidance
Nice.
of her
Yes.
father, played by the excellent
You're so slick. You're so slick.
Zon McLarnon. So of course she goes by the alias Echo in the comics, and she has the ability to perfectly copy other people's movements, which makes her a skilled fighter. So we see that in the martial arts class where she watches her classmate perform a move and then she uses the same move against him. So that's her skill, basically. Love this episode, man. The car chase, the 72 Challenger, the Hank Pym Arrow, man. It had everything.
Oh yeah, everything.
And of course, it closely follows every week I read how it closely follows the great comic, which I might just buy just to read because everyone keeps talking about this Matt Fraction Hawkeye comic that they faithfully adapted to this.
Yeah,
show.
don't get overcharged for it because I think the price of that comic
thing.
just
Oh
went
god,
way
yeah,
up.
yeah. And the more people rave about, it just keeps going up and up and up. And it wasn't that long ago. I mean, man, if you just bought 5 of them, oh my god, yeah.
And to show you how good this series is, people are finding less and less things to bitch about. The only thing I've seen them bitch is, oh well, it's not as long. Third episodes are not as long as WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier, so fans might miss out. Like,
well,
that's the only thing they have to bitch about.
If you want to complain about that, complain how we're only getting 6 episodes. I would complain that all these shows should be at least 10. Like all of them.
But so far, everything has hit the mark.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Now, and also we get to see why Maya wants revenge. So she saw the Ronin. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying who's in there because I think I know who's really in there, and it's not Jeremy Renner. Okay, it's Jack. But anyway, so we watch as the Ronin, and of course the massive reveal. Spoiler alert! Turn it off if you haven't heard. That is Vincent D'Onofrio's voice chuckling when her uncle picks her up at the martial art class. I don't care what anyone says. Come on, that's Vincent D'Onofrio, right? he has an unmistakable voice, right? Even though he was chuckling, that's him. I mean. Everything about this and in the Maya, that the Tracksuit Mafia, they worked for the Kingpin. There was even a Fat Man tow truck company sign out there. I mean, oh my God! Please make this so. And anyway, Vincent D'Onofrio was tweeting this show mad when it premiered, which he didn't have to do. So, or he was, so. God's sakes! I mean, how would that be for Ultimate? A crossover, the holy crossover from a Netflix show to. God, I just hope they do it. Please.
And last minute have Daredevil show up.
Oh yeah, well, at this point, I'd be happy with even the back of the Kingpin and his beautiful bald head. I'd be happy with just that.
Or that or an over the shoulder look.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean the Chuck. People are debating if that's his voice. I knew it unmistakably. That's why I was so shocked. Like I did because I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah, no, I mean...
And I guess that's a good way to keep it secret because he wasn't on set. All he had to do was record somewhere,
Yeah, you just need someone to step in to be that person. But, I mean, everything about bringing the Netflix shows into the MCU makes sense.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they can't see it though. The powers that be, like it should have happened already. So I don't know what.
Well, that's just it. It's like okay, all of the stipulations and everything, they've all been met. Load it up, because I mean, you gotta think we want Daredevil in there somewhere. We want the Punisher in there somewhere. I mean. Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I'll even take that. Jessica Jones for sure, So it's a no-brainer. These shows were incredibly popular. It was only politics that canceled them. So hey, powers that be over at Marvel.
Yeah, Kevin Feige, we know you're listening to us. Just kidding.
But you know what? I mean, the way they roll, they probably have all this in place, and we're bitching, and then all of a sudden we're getting it. We're gonna cry.
Well, they should. I mean, how's that gonna hurt them anyway? I also like the scene where Jeremy Renner basically says Ronan's dead. Black Widow killed him, which is kind of true, because it was a Black Widow that gave him hope, made him stop killing, people that deserved to die. So he wasn't really lying. I mean,
no. Like I said, I think also this show is also about Clint's journey dealing with Natasha's death.
Yeah, because we didn't get it. There wasn't enough time at the end of Endgame to do that, and she didn't get her own funeral and whatnot. So
yeah, exactly. So this is his sort of, I guess I would say, love letter to her, in a sense of dealing with what's going on, just dealing with the fact that his friend is gone and she was that important to him. She stopped Ronan. She stopped the bad guy, the bad part of him, brought him back to his family.
Yeah, and speaking of, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, it's making me wonder, if you recall the end of Black Widow, Yelena was shown the picture of Hawkeye. So with only a few episodes remaining, I'm hoping she comes in to either seek vengeance or get an explanation. So this was episode.
It makes you wonder if we're going to see Valentina.
Yeah, true, but I love Florence Pugh and what she did with Yelena, so I'm hoping, I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, for
that
sure.
Big reveal.
Oh, and it's going to be spectacular, and she's going to pull a superhero pose. She's going to pull a poser. You're a poser.
Get her vest back. Okay, pockets, lots of pockets.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Is the vest on another planet? I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, it's on Vormir. Still on Vormir.
Still on Boromir. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I said they never collected the remains, right? So
that's right. Yeah. Are you ready to jump into some Masters of the Universe revelation? I have the odd comment. So I don't know how. So first of all, let me just preface with saying, Jinx and the whole Fortiche animation company ruined animation for me now. So this was hard to watch, but I stuck through it, even though, yes, it evokes the 80s style animation, and it was probably better than the 80s, but, having seen Arcane, I'm ruined for life, okay? So, but I still managed to watch all the episodes, and I couldn't even finish the first part, as you know. I just couldn't do it, but I found myself, I guess, liking the second half better. I don't know if you liked... Did you like part 1 or part 2, or you like them both? Or
I like them both. Because I put it in my head that part 1 was the opening salvo. That was like the it was the opening scene, half of the middle. So yeah, it was, they were setting stuff up, and then when part 2 came in, leveled the playing field. I personally think a lot of people owe Kevin Smith an apology, just because they came with the heart, they came with the action, they came with everything that was supposed to be right. You saw a callback to what the He-Man comic book was, where he was a barbarian.
Well, yeah, we saw basically a blonde white Hulk, right? Without the He-Man calls the power without the sword. Holy crap, man! Does he?
Yeah. And you see him grab the battle axe.
Yeah.
Just like the action figure, he had the axe, right? So,
Well, I want to. You're the He-Man guy, so I'm going to ask you this. I found one scene particularly ooky and creepy and made me want to take a shower. Okay, so Evil Lynn, you probably know which one I'm referencing. Evil Lynn is trying to seduce, oh god, Skeletor to get the sword, so he turns off the power, returns the power, he gets on the throne, she straddles him. Skeletor has no lips, yet somehow she's kissing his gums. Okay, the whole thing creepy. Now, is this
she's
normal?
Kissing his skull.
Is this normal in the old TV show? Or
no.
Okay.
I think
was like, oh god.
This is Netflix, therefore streaming, therefore don't necessarily have to make it completely kid friendly.
Okay, because that was weird, man. Okay.
Yeah. Considering.
Yeah,
I saw that. I'm like, they're getting busy. Boy.
Yeah, he literally had a boner. Ha ha, Skeletor. Anyway. I just came up with that. Okay. And okay, my other favorite, like you probably know, Queen Marlena was voiced by Alicia Silverstone, and I'm sure Kevin Smith. She actually said the words "as if." Okay, in the second to last, which is the greatest line ever from Clueless. Okay, I hope you've seen Clueless, right? So you know that reference.
Yes.
So as if. So I was happy with that. Okay.
Well, I watched the after show.
Oh, okay.
And apparently Kevin Smith begged her.
See, I didn't watch it, but I knew that's his influence because that's one of the funniest scenes of all time in a comedy. the guy's like trying to rub up on her, and she's like, as if.
Well, I think they did 2 takes, one regular line, and they do one with the as if, and they try to both, and the as if works better.
Yeah, well, it was a subdued one in the show. She didn't like recreate the Valley Girl as if like in the movie, but I was happy to have seen that.
Did you notice at one point in time he said, "Well, I can just go back to Earth," and I was like, "Wait a minute." Was like
no,
was Queen Marlena from Earth?
Oh, that I wouldn't. Yeah, that you're my historian there for that.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just heard that line as I could always go back to Earth, and I'm like, what?
Well, it looks like because they already changed the sorceress was able to leave Grayskull, right? In this, so I think that was the first time. Normally, the sorceress would stay right within the confines of the castle. From what I'm so this was
but that I don't know if that has anything to do with Marlena being from Earth.
No, but I'm saying if they're changing that, then they could change.
Well, I mean,
Marlena being from Earth.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they posited that you could have they posited that giving to give in and become the sorceress of Grayskull, you have to agree to be there all the time. But Tila realized that no, you don't have to agree. You could be more powerful if you can accept it all, and boom, and then she did. So well, they called this Revelations. I think they could call it evolution as well, because everybody kind of evolved a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I like how they opened it up to continuing, because Skeletor gets infected by some technovirus, and the thing doing the infecting has the Hordak sign on it. So I think they've set it up really nice to.
So you think there might be more?
I think there might be more. I think we might have a season 2. I don't know if they're going to part 1 and part 2 it again. They may try to muscle it through and get through a whole season. But the writers did a great job. They brought the characters a lot more to life. I think there was a lot more character development here than there was that they thought to do in the first cartoon, right? Because it was just a little 20 minutes and each little adventure, and everything was pretty much self-contained. The big long story arc, so they could tell a bigger story. I think definitely there's going to be more.
All right.
And what do you think of Orko coming back?
Well, see, I didn't care for that character at all. Like, he's like.
But he came back badass.
But he's like the Ewok of at Motu. I just what deranged drug addict thought up this guy? I mean, oh my lord in heaven!
Come on, he took on the King of the Dead
two
and
horns won. Coming out of a pointy. I just don't. Yeah,
those are his ears.
I know, but maybe I would have been more into it when I was a kid if Orko wasn't in there or Cringer. But anyway,
come on, Cringer Battle Cat is cool.
Yeah, Battle Cat. Yeah, but
actually, they made Cringer.
He's cringe-worthy when he's not.
No, but they made Cringer. They made Cringer a little bit more aggressive, I guess you could say, in this series, because he did try to take on the bad guys by himself without being Battle Cat. So, they upped him a little bit.
Okay. So thumbs up for you. All right, let's go on to Lost in Space, based on the
Lost
60s TV show. We're in season 3, so I had to jog my memory a bit there. We're going to cover just the first 4 episodes because, unlike Mark, I can't binge a show in 10 hours, so I can't do it anymore. So, so we start where the kids actually didn't get to Alpha Centauri. They had a little problem there, I guess, with the engine, and they were on another planet for about a year, right? Getting some
400 and some odd days.
Yeah, trying to get titanium which apparently they had all the time. But the robot was throwing it in the water because he thought he was protecting the family by, keeping them from leaving. And
well, there was other things going on that we didn't know about, and the robot did know. So it's kind of like it was kind of like that sort of thing. But I think they did a great job at pacing this and making it relevant and interesting, and gave them some serious challenges, but it wasn't anything that was way beyond what they were capable. It didn't seem far-fetched, shall we say.
Yeah.
The kids did what they had to, and they had to deal with Smith.
Smith, who's alive again. Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, we
saw,
like
a bad penny, she always turns up.
Yeah, and after 2 seasons, we see a massive payoff where Judy actually, kind of an interstellar moment, gets to sees her father in cryosleep. So she actually reunites with her biological father, who everyone assumed was dead because he'd been gone 19-20 years. So that was pretty touching.
Yeah.
But I couldn't wait for that awkward moment aboard the Jupiter where Maureen sees her ex-lover with her current husband. But of course, when they had that scene, the husband wasn't anywhere around us. So
no, I mean,
but she couldn't have enough time to ask questions because they had to get ready to take off, because the robots were coming. But it still was a touching moment. And then father seeing his daughter being a captain or commander, and how she kind of overruled them. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool stuff. You rely too much on computers. Well, my mom built it. Well,
Well, that's just it. It was very much old school versus new school, right?
Yeah.
He was like, we could pilot this, but he couldn't anticipate where the asteroids were going to collide and where they were going to do. So, and Judy had full faith in her mom to have built the autopilot to do that. So,
yeah.
No, to me it was like, I just loved every aspect of it. They just kept going hard with it. Even Will. I mean, look how he grew up.
Literally. Maureen, his mom, says that when she sees him. But he sprouted up.
So
he's not the kid anymore that wasn't technically supposed to go on the mission in the first place. If you recall, he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the first 4 episodes are just a taste.
I can't. You'll have to refresh my memory. I just can't remember. Why am I caring that the robots know Will Robinson's name? Why do they want to eliminate? What? I can't remember. Why? Why the fixation?
That's not really seen yet.
Okay. I thought I missed something major, and I just couldn't remember.
No. It comes. Trust me. It comes.
Okay. So they didn't really mention this in the first 2 seasons, is what I mean.
No.
Okay.
They always thought that that Will had some sort of connection to Robot.
Okay.
And they were trying to figure that out. And because Will, the connection with Robot turned against the other robots, well, we got to figure out how we did that so nobody can do that to us. I think that's sort of like the way it was going.
Okay.
But, as you said, I couldn't help myself. I did binge watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you are going to find out in later episodes, but it's really, really good. I mean, you know me, I love this kind of stuff. If I didn't stop until it was done, it's good.
Okay. So, yeah, and I guess maybe it could be out of spite too, because the shows that we really wished we could binge, like a Hawkeye or a or a WandaVision we have to wait once a week for, or like a Mandalorian. But I guess when you get Netflix is now really the only one that does this, because even Amazon will only give you one episode a week. So
yeah.
But Netflix, who has more money than God, can afford to do it. I guess the others have to piecemeal it out.
Yeah.
So episode 4 ends with, I'm sure they're free, but everyone has ejected from the ship that's about to crash.
Well,
but
they always got to be in some sort of dire situation,
we
right?
see Judy and Maureen struggling, but but of course Netflix usually ruins it, because if you go to the next episode and read the description, they mention they're fine. But I knew that anyway without having to read the next episode description. So, but that's how.
Now, do you find that Don's relationship with his chicken is a little bit too much?
Yeah, I was over that last season, but Don West, yeah. I'm looking more forward to the Grant Kelly biological father meeting, the current dad, I mean, plus he's kind of a living legend. He was the first human on Mars, the first human to leave the solar system. So he, I'm wondering, obviously you can't say because I don't want to know, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a word. 2 alpha males there, but I'm looking forward to that.
My lips are sealed.
Okay, thank you. We might have to talk about Fortnite in case you blab anything here.
Well, by the time this airs, new season will be upon us.
Yeah, we recorded this on a Friday, so the new season, and I'm guessing though The Rock, because The Rock just sent out another video with the Foundation's helmet in his fridge, and his energy drink was talking about the 0 point. So I'm guessing he finally makes the appearance either in the end of the season, whatever we're going to watch, the Cube Queen save the island from the cube, or in the new season. But I'm sure. You
think he's going to be the mystery skin?
Oh,
the Foundation's going to be the mystery skin with the alternate mode of The Rock without the helmet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, exactly. That
or the
big, bald, beautiful head of his.
Get that penis-looking head.
Yeah. So we'll have so next week we'll have a recap of what went down in Fortnite, because it's going to be big.
It's going to be huge.
Let's talk a little bit about our buddy, our good guy from Titans, who the reason why he left Titans was to star in Jack Reacher, new show on Amazon. And man, did he look? Is it me or did he look? He even got even more jacked. There was one shirtless scene.
I know,
like he got more jacked than he was playing, Hawk. Like, are you kidding me?
when he breaks the binders and he's like, "Why don't you use cuffs? They're too small."
Yeah.
Like Alan Richardson, like he's getting like rock level big.
Yeah, no, there was one scene where he, either he just did a couple of weights before that scene. I don't know. He was just pumped as hell. I mean, but this is the criticism Tom Cruise faced, and I love Tom Cruise, but Jack Reacher, is like 6'5", 230, whereas Tom Cruise wasn't. So this was an actual, that's how Jack Reacher looks.
Closer to the actual.
It's
thing.
more believable when he's beating up 3 guys. You know what I mean? A guy like that.
It's like as if Nathan Fillion was in Uncharted.
Yeah. Are you going to watch that when it comes out?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we get the cover
for sure.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
And we saw the latest Peacemaker trailer. It's going to be out on HBO Max in January. So they're showing a bit more of. Seems like he's still got his tighty whities there. One scene he's diving out the window in tighty whities again. So I don't know. I think it's just one of those shows. I mean, we'll watch and we'll see if we like it. It's hard to.
Well, you know what? I mean, like I said, I wasn't too crazy about Peacemaker when Suicide Squad came out.
Yeah, well, that helmet just bothers the hell out of me.
The more I'm seeing trailers from the show, he's kind of growing on me a little bit. And I think when they put it in the context of what they're going to put it in, he fits really, really well.
Well, look who his dad is, for God's sakes. He's
I know.
With the freaking T-1000.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah, the T-1000. Come on, man. And he's got a bald eagle as a pet. I mean, you don't see that anymore.
Can't make dad happy. That was the thing that was killing me. Is like, dad's never happy.
Yeah. No, it's we'll watch it, right? I mean, it's,
no, we're definitely gonna watch it.
Can't binge this one. Okay.
No. And I got back into watching one of my favorite shows, SEAL Team, and I didn't realize this. They made the move from CBS to Paramount Plus.
I thought I read that somewhere, but I don't watch the show. But yeah, I did read that.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't know that, right? So I'm trying to catch up on season 5. And then right in the middle of things almost going sideways, David Boreanaz drops an F-bomb. And I'm thinking, what?
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I'm like, and then his oh shit. And I'm like, when did this change?
Yeah. Why is there female nudity here? What's going on? Why is there full frontal male here? What? Come on.
And like I start Googling it, and because they made the move to the streaming service. Oh, SEAL Team has the girl from Hot Tub Time Machine that you like.
Yes, she does. Are you saying you watched it yet or no?
No, I haven't watched it yet,
good.
but I haven't looked it up because you told me about it, and I'm like,
from Montreal. Is it Jessica, her first name? Yeah, Jessica Paré. Yes.
Yeah. So she's on SEAL Team.
Yeah. I looked up her IMDb credits to see what she was doing because she was fantastic on Mad Men too, and of course she had a bit part in.
Well, in the latest episode
Machine.
I just watched, her and David Boreanaz are having a little thing, and I'm wondering, are they going to go that direction now?
They could, but if you want to see them, just look up Hot Tub Time Machine, guys. Okay.
They didn't.
They're real and they're spectacular, to quote Seinfeld.
No, I figured I thought they might add a little bit more spice to it, but no, they didn't.
Yeah, that'll be on Paramount Plus. Okay, but not you have to pay for that. Okay.
But like in the article that I read, David Boreanaz was like, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to dropping some F-bombs. I've been on network TV for 20 years."
Yeah, it's true. Couldn't swear on Buffy either. Okay.
Well, between Buffy and Bones and a few seasons of SEAL Team, yeah. But you know what? I think it adds a little bit more realism to this type of a show because when shit hits the fan in a firefight, you're gonna say fuck.
Yeah,
right?
Well, that was always the problem too with The Walking Dead. In the first 10 seasons, you could slice and dice blood and guts, but you couldn't even say the F word or S word on the show. It was ridiculous, kids are watching knives go through heads and split open humans and zombies, yet no swearing in an apocalypse. Like, come on.
Baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah. Now, 10 years later, now they can add one or two words. That's it. But there's a limit. But still, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, but like I said, it was interesting, and I'm like, now I'm looking forward to how they're going to develop the show this way, because you're dealing with a group of SEALs, right? So,
yeah, they get pretty baudy.
Yeah,
they have some good senses of humor and like to pull pranks and all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but no, for me, like I saw that and I went, what?
Yeah, exactly. So just to tell our listeners, we spoke about Hot Tub Time Machine. So I don't know, maybe next week because we issued the challenge. Mark has to watch the very funny Hot Tub Time Machine. I have to watch his movie from coincidentally, The Wraith came out in 1986 with Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
And the movie you have to watch, they go back to 1986. So I thought that was pretty cool for movies
symmetry.
We chose at random. Yeah. So I watched mine already. I watched The Wraith, and Mark will watch Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
And we'll have a review next week if we can for you.
The Wraith, the best, worst movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, I have thoughts on it. I'll save those. Okay.
Oh, I know you do. But it's for me, it's just one of those movies. When you see it on, you're just kind of like, you can't look away.
Well, you know what? I've never seen it on, and if it wasn't on Amazon, I never would have seen it. Like I always shuffled by, and I never saw that, never heard of it. I mean, I knew Charlie Sheen was it, but if I hadn't been scrolling through Amazon, I wouldn't have known about it.
Yeah,
but
you see,
the problem is I took a look at what came out in '86. Why I didn't talk it, and every major movie came out in 1986. Top Gun being one of them. So I was inundated with hit movie after hit movie. This one was probably a blip on the radar.
Well, for me, because
you worked in a video store.
I spent so much time in video stores.
Yeah,
exactly.
well, you worked in one, so
yeah, and to see Sherilyn Fenn topless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do they come? Yeah. Okay. We got to stop talking about this. Yeah, because you're stealing my review. Yeah, they don't come more beautiful than Cheryl and Finn in the '80s. Good Lord.
Yeah. So I think that's why it stuck with me over the years.
All right. Yeah. Let's cut this here. Oh, well, I'm done for news.
You had the hook.
I'm done for news. I said it all. I'm done. If you are done, and let's wrap her up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we got nothing left. Until next week. All right, people, you can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. Well, not all of them. A good portion of them.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them. Almost all of them. You can find us on YouTube. Search Butcher Bay Rejects. You can find us on Twitter at Bay Rejects. On Facebook at Bay Rejects. At Butcher Bay Rejects. Excuse me. I jumped the gun. I always do that. I jump to the website first. On Facebook at Butcher Bay Rejects, our website butcherbayrejects.com, and all of your favorite podcast platforms: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. And that's it, right?
That's it, sir.
That is it.
And the TikToks.
And the TikToks, yes. We're working on the TikToks. We've got some ideas for the TikToks, and it's coming up.
Well, you put that video on there, didn't you? The Butcher, remember last for the Arcane and the
preview
video?
I put that up. The coming up. We got a few likes with there, and I got some new ideas.
Good.
With some people I know that I can get a little promo thingy happening.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. So, keep us looking for us on the TikToks or Butcher Bay Rejects. And that is it. Until next time, this has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I am Mark.
Greg, see you next week, nerds.
Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.